this is the mtgnoob, and I'm playing the Gruul green-red aggro deck. I'm going to keep this hand, although it's a little slow on the play. 2 Flinthoof boars are amazing. However, having no 1-drop really slows us down. It does allow us to not play our stomping ground untapped and take 2 damage. Our opponent plays a Plains and a Champion of Parish. I think I have to Pillar of Flames this, although I'd love to get this boar online. Maybe I can race this, but I'm a little bit worried that if he plays something like a Gather the Townfolk next turn, then I'm going to be in trouble. I'm actually going to go ahead and play a boar instead, as the boar is a 3/3 and could potentially block into this. I also want to save my Pillar of Flames for something like a Silverblade Paladin. He plays a Champion of Parish and makes it a 3/3 and bashes into me for 3. I have a Stomping Ground here. I think I'm actually going to play this and think about sending 2 boars into the red zone. I think that's the best play, although Volcanic Strength does lose a lot of value. This champion can grow, however, if he does go Silverblade Paladin, I am slightly worried that he will make it have first strike. And I'd like to not allow him to have first strike. So I actually do decide to play the boar here. The boar gains haste, and I decide to crash in for 6. My opponent takes 6, untaps, and thinks about what he's going to do. He actually plays a Clifftop Retreat, which surprises me a little bit. As now we're racing, and he's beating for 4. I wonder if he's got something like a Lingering Souls here. I think that's quite possible. He actually plays a Boros Reckoner, and I'm a little bit worried now, because Reckoner does shut down my guys. I more or less might have to go all in on 1 boar, as he's going to be able to kill the other boar. I'm thinking here. After some thought, I decide to suit up 1 boar. This boar will be able to crash into the red zone here for 6. Unfortunately, I hastily played out a Rootbound Crag instead of a Stomping Ground, where now I will cost myself 2 points of damage if I do decide to play out this Stomping Ground. My opponent can't block here, but I'm slightly worried that he can deal with this. If he can't deal with this, he's pretty much dead though, and if he plays a Mountain, I'll be able to get through with either one of these boars. I pass the turn back, and unfortunately my opponent does have the Silverblade Paladin that I was so worried about. He also does not play, repeat, does not play the Mountain that I so desperately needed with the Volcanic Strength. He's going to Soulbound, and he Soulbounds here. I believe he has to leave back 2 blockers. Okay, he actually leaves back 3 to play it smart. I decide to think for a little bit. After some thought, I decide that the only way I probably win this match is to get lucky. Therefore, if I block here, I save myself 8 damage, but I'm really not getting through with this anyway. Unfortunately, what's going to happen is he might block with the Reckoner, and then the Reckoner is going to eat this up, or deal 8 to my face. That's unfortunate. The only way I still win this is if I get lucky. So I decide to take 8 here and gamble. I'm at 5, and my gamble pays off. As my opponent lays down a Blood Crypt, I can't believe it. I'm so ecstatic because now my Volcanic Strength on my boar wins the game for me. My opponent's probably going to be kicking himself as he sees that I have the Volcanic Strength now. That's unfortunate for him, and it also gives me information. I more or less had 1 turn to get there. Thinking back, I possibly should have blocked, as if him laying a Mountain was really my only opportunity to win this game. Time to sideboard. Against another aggressive deck, I tend to worry that I have too many effects where I just more or less put enchantments on guys, and the guys end up getting blown out by spells. After some thought, though, I leave 2 Madcap skills in, and actually just swap out the Lightning Maulers for 4 Mizium Mortars. I don't think that we're having a good matchup here, so I'm going to take my chances. This hand's not amazing, but I'm actually going to keep it. Double Pillar is pretty good, especially if he goes turn 1 champion. He has a Doom Traveler here, which may or may not be a sideboard card. I end up ripping a Stromkirk Noble. I'm pretty happy about that, because it bashes through all his humans. My opponent untaps and plays a Knight of Infamy. He bashes me for 2 off of the Exalted trigger. I untap, and I have a Volcanic Strength. If he doesn't have Mizium Mortars here, I'm pretty much all in on this play. I think back, oh crap, I probably could have played a Burning Tree Emissary out, and then play a Volcanic Strength. I did snap look at this Volcanic Strength and get somewhat happy. I'm a little bit worried now that I made a misplay, as he might have boarded in Devoured Flesh or something of the nature. However, this still allows me to go Emissary into Flinthoof Boar next turn. Give the boar haste. So I'm not hating myself, but I'm pretty much hating myself. I've exposed myself in a lot of ways here, and I'm not too happy with what I just did. He taps 3, 1 for a Blood Crypt, untaps and plays a untapped Blood Crypt. He plays a Priest. I think we could actually erase this. Okay. So, all of these are humans. Therefore, attacking here is fine. I don't think attacking with the Flinthoof Boar is actually necessary, so I no longer think that's the line I'm going to take. I'm actually going to bash in with my Stromkirk Noble, growing it to a 5/5. I feel the way I lose this game is to more or less overthink things. So what I'm going to do is actually play a Burning Tree Emissary. Then I'm going to use the mana for the Flinthoof Boar. And I'm actually going to pillar this High Priest, as the High Priest might be problematic for us. My opponent attacks with a 3/3 Champion of Perish. I think taking 3 is an option, but then my opponent just scoops. I looked back at my hand and realized that if I didn't pillar the High Priest, I could have done 9 damage on my next swing with my Noble and my double pillar to his head. So a minor misplay does not cost me the match. Thanks for watching, and please check out themtgnoob.com.